Hey guys, what's going on? It's xdeadlysmoorex here, and welcome back to part 51 of our Chosen Cold Steel 2 Let's Play. In the last episode, we went to the Ignis Shrine, just in the Noitia province, or Nortia province, not Noitia, that's something else. Yeah, the Noitia province, I just said it again. Anyway, yeah, we went to the Ignis Shrine and got the Sumerian ore after taking out a magic knight called Direwolf. And we gave it to George, and George is just gonna set up a shop just in the holding area. So let's just jump into it. Let's help him out. I want to run this into a workshop. I want to turn this into a workshop for creating Valamar's Tachi. If you get a chance, I'd really appreciate it if you could help me out. Yeah. Oh. Thanks. Well then. Do you think you can bring me my tools over from over in the Orbital factory? There we go. Can do, George. George and Reem began remodeling the ship's hold into a workshop. While the process was a little more exhausting, it didn't take long before they were finished. Because that's the sword that Reem and Valimar have been using since we got to the ruins of Corellia Fortress. Phew. This should work for now. Okay, let's see if we can process this Sumerian ore. Ready? I'm going to start by reinforcing Valamar's existing blade, right? Kind of your way of prepping for the real thing? That's the idea, yeah. I just want to get a feel with what it's like to work with it, and it'll mean you get a stronger sword to use in the meantime. Let's get to work, of course. Together they worked on reinforcing Valamar's existing blade. Despite the task being simple compared to making an entirely new weapon, working with Sumerian ore was hard even for George. Rein and the other members of Class 7, as well as even Valimar, helped where they could and supported him in his efforts. Eventually, it takes them a whole day. I mean, it makes sense, you're working with a new material you've never worked with before, so... There you go, it's got a gleaming edge now. Whoa! Valimar, your new blade is quite impressive. Yeah, came out pretty well. Although, the base weapon is still the same as the sword arts. Unlike a sword arts blade, however, I feel mana resonating from it now. I expected to be able to hold a significantly keener edge than before. I'm amazed you managed to process that stuff. A hunk of crystal like that must have been a real pain to work with, huh, George? Well, if anyone could, it's you. Well, God, hang on, sorry. Well, it doesn't even say well, I don't know why I'd do that. I wouldn't have been able to do it much if not for your guys' help. That we got this far is a real testament to our combined efforts. I'm not really sure our contributions even compare to what you've done. I'm grateful for it. I'm sure the battles ahead are gonna go a lot smoothly thanks to this. We're lucky to have you on our side, George. Now all you gotta do is take it into a real fight and see how it feels. Right, we should get Valimar to give a couple good swings.
Oh, you're all still here.
Oh, is this the shit that happens in,
Toa?
What's wrong? It's not like you to be so flustered.
Oh, it's the shit that happened in Keldic just happened.
It's terrible. We got an emergency report in from the Twin Dragons Bridge.
Oh, it is.
Keldic. Keldic?
What happened to Keldic?
It was set on fire by the Kreutzen Provincial Army.
What? What?
Yeah. I know I've alluded to it before, but yeah. Basically, they set course for Keldic and hurried there as fast as their legs could carry them. Once they arrived, a number of them disembarked to assess the situation. Instructor Sarah and Eustace included. Don't blame Eustace, to be honest. Obviously, Laura, support will have Elisa and Marcus. Oh. Same day, Keldic. This is the extent of what the Kreutzen Provincial Army have just done. This is awful. How could they do this to such a lively town? The Grand Market sure seemed to have taken the burn of it too. It's unbelievable. How could the Provincial Army do this to the people they meant to protect? I can't believe this. Let's have a look around town. We should pay a visit to both the Market Manager and the 4th Armoured Division too. So, do you want to know why the Croydon Provincial Army did this? Well, it was under Duke Albrea's orders first of all. Makes sense, he's the ruler of like the Croydon province and all that stuff. But the reason they did this was simply because they helped us. That's it. They right. Helped not only us, they helped the Imperial Army. So Duke Albarea said, fuck it, burn it to the ground. So, yeah. This is one of the reasons that makes you hate Duke Albarea more than anything. Like, obviously it's treatment of Eustace and all that, but like, he just does this for no reason. And Louise too. Ugh. Excuse me, but how's she holding up? She's been given medical treatment? Father Zibel's already tended to her, but apparently the blow to her head was so strong, he can't be sure if she'll make it. Louise, oh please, open your eyes, I'm begging you. You seem like good friends from what I've seen. Yeah, we know each other from my visits to the Weathercock Inn whenever I was in town for work. But I'm not going to be able to do anything for her staying here. Let's go. We need to see how things are elsewhere. Right.
I hope Louise will be okay.
She wasn't the only familiar face either.
Got the RMP here. I think we got a thing for the Grand Market, yeah.
No!
This is just awful.
Oh, I see you've all arrived. Lieutenant General Craig, Major Neidhart. See the RMP is here as well. Thank you for coming, everyone. I presume you were all contacted? That's right, we came as soon as we heard. Is this the work of who I think it is? It is as you suspect. This was done by none other than the Croydon Provincial Army soldats. That is absurd. For what reason? It seems they have no issue with razing the very lands they were meant to protect. This can't be real. Unfortunately, it's very real. Apparently, they broke through a gap in our line of defense of the Twin Dragons Bridge. According to the report, there were a number of Jaegers within their ranks too. Duke Albarea has been behind the Northern Jaegers throughout this war. They were behind the attack on Ymir too. That explains things. Raising towns like this is one of their specialties. We arrived on the scene as fast as we could, and managed to fight them off while evacuating the townsfolk, but they had already retreated towards Bereahard and formed a defensive line from the time the 4th Division arrived. The townsfolk readily accepted us after the Provincial Army was forced to retreat from the Twin Dragons Bridge. It's clear this was an intent to punish them for that as an example to others. This reminds me of what Rufus and Vita said, actually.
I beg to differ. The presence of soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference. What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility. But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
We're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form.
Who said that? The fear this attack hasn't stolen the townsfolk seems to be a testament to these words. Thanks to the soldats, it's safe to say they succeeded in their aim. Even we of the RMP felt somewhat powerless before them, especially since we couldn't prevent that fatality. Wait, someone passed away? The market manager, I'm afraid. eyewitness reports stated he got caught in the debris while aiding with the townsfolk evacuation. It's awful. No, this can't be. We still haven't paid him back for all his help. Regardless, we plan to strengthen our defense here while preparing for countermeasures against Berea Horde. I advise that you keep your distance from Celtic for a while. Do engrave this horrid sight into your minds, however. This is no minor conflict. This is no mere minor conflict. It's an all-out war. Never forget that. See, I can see the thing with Lieutenant General Craig saying that, because it's like they have to understand, like, yeah, they're seeing a war, but this is like the extent that some people are going to go to just to win a war. Like, Craig's like, don't forget what some people are capable of, kind of thing. No. Why, Otto? Please, come back to me. You're orphan Thors, correct? You fell victim to one of the soldiers' attacks while evacuating the townsfolk, I'm afraid. I did everything in my power to save him, and yet... we heard. How could this happen? The market manager's always done everything he could to protect this town, but now he's went and gave his life for us. No one loved this town more than Otto. This just goes to prove that. Why do things end up like this? What are we even supposed to do? Shouldn't have done that. That's our place. Yeah, Vreen and... I mean, especially Eustace is pissed. This is on the orders of his dad, so... got a decent grasp on the situation in Celtic now. So we are back? Mm-hmm. Vreen. Becky? Where's my family? They all safe, right? Oh, Becky. We told you to wait on board, didn't we? You expect me to sit not knowing what's happening to me home? My family's safe, right? What about the market manager? Your family's alright. We saw them at the church. I can't say the same for the market manager, though. Oh, nah. You having a laugh, huh? Wait. Let's leave her be for now and head back to the Courageous. We got a lot to discuss regarding where to proceed from here. Indeed. After leaving Celtic in the Imperial Army's hands, they all went back to the Courageous. Processing both Otto's death and the state of Celtic proved to be difficult, but they had to face it. It was only after Becky had returned that they decided to take off. That makes sense, because you don't want to, like, leave Becky in Celtic. Like, I mean, she probably would want to stay in Celtic to be with her family, but...
Still, this war seems to resemble the War of the Lions more by the minute. History tells us towns were set ablaze all across the country back then as well.
Really?
That is said to have been the case, yes. Although the situation back then is very different compared to now.
True enough. This war's been relatively bloodless in comparison, so something like this happening is a big deal.
Still, in the long term, this is bound to hurt the Alliance's cause more than it will help.
Oh, true. Also, there is not only did you meet Duke Albarea, and I believe another reason he gives why he did this, like not just for like helping the Imperial Army and us, is because he still wants to. He still believes he should be the leader of the Noble Alliance. So he set Celtic on town to, like, I guess, like, try and show his power, but I get none of the nobles, like the rest of the nobles in the Alliance, are going to, like, give him the position just because he set a market town on fire. They'll probably be even more pissed with him.
That's why I'm finding it so hard to picture that Rufus would give the go-ahead to do it.
Think it's safe to say it was just Duke Albarea doing his own thing. He really seems to hate how Duke Cayenne's higher in practice than him in the Alliance.
I'm sorry, but this is where we part ways. Captain, please let me disembark somewhere nearby.
What?
You can't be serious.
You're not...
You're not thinking of trying to settle things with your father alone, are you?
I can't believe you would even entertain the thought. You need to take a deep breath and calm down before you do something you'll regret, Eustace. How dare you? Don't act like you know the first thing about what I'm feeling right now. As a member of the Albarea family, I have a duty to stop my father. You have no right.
We have every right to interfere, Eustace. This is clearly too much for one person to handle alone.
Machias is right. You need to calm down and we need to think this over together.
Yeah, this isn't like you at all.
As your classmates and friends, it's not hard to imagine how terrible you must be feeling right now. But that's exactly why we want to help you. And I believe we can.
We should discuss how to approach this matter together.
This isn't a matter to be taken lightly. Your actions could have a profound effect on the war from here on out. If you're going to get yourselves involved, you're going to need to be prepared for the potential consequences. But I'm sure you guys know the deal at this point, right?
We fully understand what you're saying. So far, we've tried to keep our interference with the war itself to a minimum. However, what just happened in Keldic was an act of terrorism against innocent civilians. We can't turn a blind eye to that.
You're right.
We're all agreed there. The market manager did a lot for us, both during our field study and when we were lying low there after the war broke out.
I'm of the same opinion. He may be head of one of the 4 great houses, but the Imperial family can still make him answer for his crimes. So please, use my position and this ship however necessary to bring him to justice.
Thank you, Your Highness.
All right, I think it's time we come up with a solid plan. We can't allow Duke Albarea to do anything so inhuman ever again.
Thank you.
Huh? Is there a call coming through? Where's it coming from? Bear with me a moment. This can't be right. It's coming from an airship owned by the Noble Alliance.
How can that be?
They must have sneaked into range. What should we do, Toa? I think I can shake them off if I try.
No, put the call up on the screen.
Rufus. Told you.
It's a pleasure to see you all again. Especially you, my dear brother. And Princess Alphen is with you too. Truly, it's an honor, Your Highness.
Rufus?
Goodness.
Why are you calling us?
I apologize for calling so abruptly. Rest assured, I have no intention of attacking or otherwise harming you.
Because Rufus is a cool guy. I like Rufus. Give me a minute, guys. Cool, there we go. That's better. Whole jumper situation again.
I'm calling because there is information of which I'd like to make you aware. Due to the rather sensitive nature of my message, this feed is a private communique from my personal airship.
What could you possibly have to tell us?
Does this concern Keldic by any chance?
It does indeed. I imagine all of you have seen what befell the town yourselves. The attack on Keldic was instigated by Duke Albarea alone. We of the Noble Alliance do not in any way condone it. If you plan to confront the Duke about his actions, you need fear no interference from us.
Huh? Oh, I get it. You want us to take him out, don't you?
Surely not.
The bulk of the Kreutzen Provincial Army is already under my control. The attack was carried out by a small contingent of soldiers who remain loyal to my father. At present, they've walled themselves up in Auroch's fort along with him. With the aid of the Imperial Army, you ought to be able to take the fortress without much trouble.
This is insane.
They're not as well trained as the ones who are serving you, so you don't mind losing them, do you? I'm impressed at how cold-heartedly objective you can be, Mr. Chief of Staff.
Bet you'd love it if we ended up killing each other, so you'd have nothing to worry about, huh?
Nothing of the sort, Miss Clausel. Still, there's no denying my father's actions will be a millstone around the neck of the Alliance going forward. But considering the position I hold, I can't very well publicly oppose him. And that's why I figured I might bring up the matter with all of you. Well, I've said my part. Oh, and Eustace, this is an intensely family-centric affair, as I'm sure you realize. I'm very curious how you'll approach it. Well then, if you'll excuse me, I suppose I'll hope and pray for your success this once, as a sitting member of Thor's board of directors.
Nothing like using other people to do your dirty work.
There remains a real possibility that this is a trap.
Still, now we know the Alliance wants something done about Duke Albarea as much as we do. This could be the best chance we're ever going to get to stop him from wreaking more havoc.
Just my chair creaking, nothing else, guys, if you heard that.
I can't allow my father to commit any more of these unforgivable crimes. I will go to Auroch's fort and apprehend Duke Albarea myself.
You're not going alone, you bastard.
And it would mean the world to me if all of you were to lend me your aid.
Exactly. Whoops.
Do you even need to ask?
Sorry, guys. There we go.
Of course we will. We'll be with you every step of the way.
With that, they finally began preparations to apprehend Duke Albarea. Oops. There we go. Duke Albarea's actions against Celtic were believed to be in violation of a number of imperial laws. With that factor justification, Class 7 chose to call upon the aid of the 4th Armored Division and RMP to formally place him under arrest. In the end, they settled upon the following plan. First, the 4th Armored Division would attack Berehard's northern line of defense. Meanwhile, the RMP would attack the city's southern line of defense, forcing them to call for reinforcements from Auroch's fort. This would give Class 7 the opportunity to attack the fortress using the Courageous with relatively limited opposition. Once the fortress was under their control, they were to arrest Duke Albarea, effectively completing the mission. While all this was being finalized, the remaining touches were put to Valamar's reinforced sword. The operation proved to be an opportune time to test it and collect much needed data. The next day, the time had come. Taking Auroch's fort. Well, the time's finally come. Is everyone ready to go? Of course. We can't let Eustace down. There's no chance to find Arnold's death, too. I appreciate it. Just try and focus yourselves on the operation for now. You can worry about other things later. We'll be alright with you. Sounds like everyone's all fired up and ready to go. This will be our first chance to test Valamar's new fortified weapon too. How'd it turn out? Great, actually. And like Laura said, today's operation makes it the perfect chance to test it out in battle. I hope so. It'll be a good way to iron out any kinks anyway. The more data I have, the better off we'll be when it comes to making that Tachi. Guys, the 4th Armored Division and the Railway Military Police are almost ready to make their move. Let me know as soon as you're ready. The sooner the better. I'm coming with you. Doesn't sit right with me to have you going up against hiring Jaegers alone. There's no reason to let your guard down though. Make sure you have everything you need. No problem. The number of members of the party has temporarily increased to 7. Whoa, Laura. And there we go. Just to make sure our team's like, what do you call it? Balanced, I guess, in terms of levels. Woo. And that's where we're going to end today's episode. So for a quick recap, we went to start helping George out with getting Valamar's Tachi, where he just George just reinforced Valamar's weapon. He's got at the moment the Soldat sword. And just as we were about to, I believe, head to another, shrine, Toa comes running in and tells us that, Celtic's been like set ablaze and just razed to the ground. So we go there, and lo and behold, it has, by none other than Duke Albarea. So after trying to ponder what to do, Eustace tried to do it on his own, but everyone in Class 7 said absolutely not. And then we got a call from Rufus, sorry, telling us that Duke Albarea was in Aurochs Fort with a small legion of Croatian provincial soldiers that were loyal to him, and now that's what we're doing. So in the next episode, we're going to be going to Aurochs Fort and arresting Duke Albarea. So if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit that like button. If you're enjoying Treasure Calls Deal 2 Let's Play as much as I am, make sure to subscribe as well. Also, please be sure to check out my Fairy Tail, my One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, and my Monster Hunter World Iceborne Let's Play, where I'm having just as much fun recording those games as I am recording this game for you guys. Also, if you guys are a fan of JRPGs, RPGs, or anime games, make sure to subscribe as well, because hey, that's what I do here. As in every episode, I have 2 projects in the work lined up, one of which I'll begin recording once I have finished Treasure Cold Steel 2, so you can probably guess what that's going to be, and the other one I'll begin recording once I have finished both Fairy Tail and One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, but I won't begin recording, once I finish those games, but also I won't give you any information on what it's going to be, because I want it to be a bit of a secret. But with all that PSA out of the way, this is xdeadlysmoorex, and I shall see you guys next time.